That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? Yes, it is another weekend. It is another Saturday. And of course, that means it's time for the Combat Sports Stop. That's right. We are here, the one, the only stop when it comes to combat sports. T-Folks, a.k.a. Johnny Quantum, and my super duper co-host, producer / extraordinaire. We got to come up with a nickname for you, Steve. Real talk, man. Like,
oh, man.
Something. Yeah. I don't care what it is. We need to come up with something.
If we're doing anything, y'all are picking it because I'm definitely not. Listen, over the years, how many times I ridicule people over the nickname thing. So I will never. If y'all want to grace me with something that I would live with, go right ahead.
Well,
but other than that, I'm sure Travis is gonna do something with this. Oh boy, here we go.
You've heard him. You've heard him. So at that point, I'm definitely gonna dig in the brain and come up with something, and we'll talk about that next week. Possibly even that may be the poll question.
Oh boy,
who knows?
No, here we go. Oh, Jesus Christ.
But first and foremost, let's go ahead and pay some bills because that's what we do here. Oh, and of course, this is Combat Sports. Stop. Brought to you by A2D Radio. Got to get A2D some love. Got to show them some love. All right, y'all. Of course, got to pay the bills. The Counseling Center and, of course, Sunrise Detox. Now, many of us and our families deal with mental health, especially y'all nowadays, and addiction issues, especially nowadays. We are happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need any help, please call 856-651-8117. We are here at A2D and Combat Sports Stop. Look, we're all about helping people. We're all about mental health. We're all about helping people with addictions. And addictions can be anything, people. I know a dude who was addicted to tapping on the table. It was an addiction. What's going on, Tom? It was an addiction. He needed help with it. Why, thank you, my good man. But hey, look, I'm trying to be like you, buddy. That's all I'm talking about there, Tom. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, get on over. Check them out. You see it in the corner. Counseling Center, Sunrise Detox. All right, let's get into this. Agree to disagree, people. Should all combat sports have open scoring? Now, for those of you who don't know what open scoring actually is, all right, open scoring, you heard that, right? Did you just hear what I heard? Do you want to continue? Because I'm going to have to step away for a second.
Little man, you better go do what you need to do, little bro.
All right, you got it. I'll be right back.
I got you, brother. All right, so go ahead, do what you got to do. I'll take this for a second. Go.
All right. Hold on.
There you go. So basically, all right, open scoring. What we're gonna do here is what we're asking everyone is everyone knows what we do now. We're not figuring out what the results are until the end. We don't know what it is until we hear it. And we're always having these issues with terrible calls or a lot of fighters are asking for open scoring. You're seeing it in some states, etc. What we're asking for is, should it be everywhere? Should after every round, put up on a big screen, whatever. At somewhere it's announced what the three judges at cage side, ringside, etc. should have. So, I believe we should have open scoring where it gives the athletes, the coaches, etc., more access to be able to have access to say, hey, this judge is giving us a bad call right now. You're down. You're already down two rounds to nothing. Give these athletes a chance to kind of go all out. And I think that's a really important thing moving forward with combat sports, regardless if we're talking about MMA, regardless if we're talking about boxing, etc. Open scoring is the best way to go, in my opinion. Period. We see so many bad decisions that it's just rough on both the athlete themselves and the sport in general when you continually have these bad calls. So why not give the athlete the chance to athlete coach to take advantage of a bad call while they still have a chance to. All right, we're getting what we think is a bad end of a decision already. Let's give a fighter a chance to leave it all out there on the end. We'll be back now, all right?
Yes. Why thank you all for holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Look here, man. This is real. I mean, this is real. Combat Sports Stop. We got families. We make it happen. We are family men. You know what I'm saying? So
craziness goes with the family.
Look. When the 4-year-old says I have to poop and the toilet's too high, you run, people. For those of you who've got children, that's exactly what you do.
That was daddy time. That was daddy time.
Moment. Now we back to some combat, and yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly, sir. I was listening. Excellent commentary on that, and I look. Open scoring would hold everybody's feet to the fire at that point. You know what I'm saying? I think it would definitely be great. See, there you go.
I mean, we shouldn't have to. The athlete shouldn't have to do that, but there's always. Wouldn't you rather have the knowledge beforehand? Like, I'm not sitting there saying that the athlete should be going out the second the bell rings round one. I'm expecting a bad call. That's not what we're sitting there saying. We're saying as we're in process of said screwy, both coach and athlete can make adjustments. Like, okay, like listen, we're gonna have to kind of throw all the tools out of the tool chest here, and kind of change the game plan, and we need to do something here.
Well, I mean, it's changing up something because we look at some of these scores and it's almost like, wait, you're watching this fight with millions of people. Millions of people didn't see it how you saw it, but you're there live. Now, there's no people in these arenas right now until next couple.
And then my other side of this is too, like what is really the problem of having open scoring? Like to even the people like, oh, I disagree with it. Well, why would you disagree with it? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt anybody.
No, and you know where you stand. You know exactly where you stand. Look, okay, so obviously, one, if you're a fighter in any combat sports, if you're in somebody else's hometown, don't let it go to decision. That's 101. Fighting in someone's backyard 101. There is no decisions. Either you get knocked out or you knock out or you submit. It's just that simple, depending on what discipline you're in. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? If you actually want to sit there and be a points fighter, then go into points fighting. But full combat sports is not points fighting. So at that point, yeah, I want to know if I'm fighting combat sports, I'd want to know exactly where I stand. I want to know, am I down by a round? Do I need a 10-8 to win? Do I need a 10-7 to win? Do I need a knockout to win?
But here's the other crazy part about it. Can you imagine any one of these other sports not having an open scoring? Like you just kind of it's like an unspoken thing. You know what I mean?
Look. Tennis,
like exactly.
Tennis is playing for hours, and no one knows what the score is until the end. So you played for about 4.5 hours. So we're just gonna go ahead and award the winner of this one over here. What? Huh? 25 unforced errors and they still won? How does that happen? So yes, good point, sir. Very good point.
And with that being said, Jake disagrees to the poll. It's all right, brother. You're allowed to disagree. I'm still gonna go with we need it, man. We need the open scoring. It's just something we need to do.
I mean, look, it's something that's different. It's change, and I understand people fear what they can't control and don't understand. So I get that. That's human nature. I get it. But guess what? The only true constant in this world, people, is change. It's going to change with you or without you. It's that simple. It's look, I'd rather have an efficient sport than an inefficient sport. And right now, combat sports is growing to a point across the board to where, look, it needs to be more efficient. It really does need to be more efficient. Bottom line. Let's see.
The intrigue? No, I don't think it takes away the intrigue.
No,
I think all it does is increases the excitement behind it.
Yeah, because you're gonna watch you're gonna watch somebody fight like their life depends on it at that point. There's not gonna be any coasting. There's not gonna be like, oh well, I'm up 2-1 right now in the MMA, 3-round fight, so I'm just gonna coast in the third. Well, if I know that I'm down by 2, and I know I'm down by 2, and I actually know the score, there's gonna be, I'm coming out guns a-blazing at that point.
I mean, there's gonna be times where it's not gonna make a difference whether him or her comes out guns a-blazing or not, because sometimes you're just outmatched. But you never like it is. Like, we talk about the sport's a game of freaking inches, centimeters, whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, anything can happen. I don't think it takes away from the intrigue. It adds to more intrigue. It adds to more excitement, in my opinion. I don't see how it's a bad thing. And I don't just disagree with anyone that holds your view there, Ted, that likes to hold on to the mystery of like, oh man, I get that part of it, but I mean, at that point, the intrigue in the end is gone, but I still think the intrigue in the overall excitement of the fight just grows.
Well, yeah, I think look, it's different. You know what I'm saying?
See right there, Ted. That's exactly what I mean right there. Because of how corrupt, a lot of these sports is, and then also not just that. You also filter out any issues with potential anyone fixing anything, like
right.
Integrity issues in all is actually increased.
Everything is transparent at that point. Everything is transparent. Judge number 3 is smoking rocks. If everybody else has the round 10-9 and he's got the round 10-7, are we smoking rocks? Okay.
Of course, Greg's gonna agree to the poll. Greg's one of our few avid fight fans, so of course, Greg agrees.
Look, I get it. I get it. I get the whole keeping it the way it was. I get keeping it the way it was. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I get it. I know. But at the same token, though, it's happened. Kansas is the only state right now that's open scoring. And I'll tell you what, when you're watching the fight, these judges are on point. Because now they don't have a choice. They can't hide. They can't hide and sneak out at the end of the night. You see what I'm saying? Can't happen. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll discuss that a little bit later, probably towards the end of the show again, trying to see where everybody's at. What's going on, Brian? But of course, we've got to talk about and new. Now, mind you, we both picked Stipe to edge it out. We did. We thought Stipe had the experience, which he does, but we all know Francis has got bricks, cinder blocks. Actually, he's got hempcrete for hands, because hempcrete's actually stronger than cinder blocks. Because the homie hits you and it's night. Stipe actually got hit this time. For real. Like, before he just got touched in the first fight. He got hit this time.
Yeah, he got blessed.
Yeah. I mean, he got blessed. In the words of Street Jesus, he was baptized.
I mean, you see they memeing him up everywhere. So, I mean, what are you going to do?
But look, though. At the end of the day, Stipe's still a GOAT. I don't care how bad it looked. He's still a GOAT. Oh yeah, well you do. Let me mind. And there's open scoring for you right there. In a nutshell, thank you, Ted. You know, so I mean, but I got to give it now. Here's my next question to you. Do you think Stipe's coming back?
There's nothing really left to improve too, but I mean, the only way I come back is if it's that fight, or let's say for argument's sake, we're talking super hypothetical here. You know, we know the John Jones fight happened and John wins. I actually think that's a more intriguing thing. That, like, all right, I've already done Francis 1 or 2 times. That'd probably actually be more interesting. So if I'm Stipe, I'm actually rooting for John just for some new blood, a new look.
Well, well, put it this way. 1, it would give him time to heal. 2, it would give him time to watch the new Francis Ngannou fight again, because he's going to have to bring a different fight to John Jones than he brought to him. So yeah, if I'm Stipe,
but if you look at them,
taking notes.
That's a real similar body frame, them two.
Again, you look at that. You look at that long, lanky flow. We all know John Jones is not going to stand there like Stipe and try to throw jabs. That's not gonna happen. Like, I don't care how much weight John Jones has put on. John Jones is a wrestler first. It's what he does. Them little pity pat strikes is setting you up for the takedown, so he can bust you up with them elbows.
Yeah, but he's more of a Greco-Roman takedown guy than your traditional. You know,
yes. Yes. By far, I definitely agree with that wholeheartedly.
Like that. That's where I think he has the advantage because of his frame. Even when he's at those at the higher weight, he has that advantage with his frame. But like I said, it all depends on how he's going to wind up trying to. You know, where he's actually going to fight at, what weight, where he's going to put his weight on, where he's going to put his mass on at. It's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But then what you also think is funny is all these people were saying there, John's not going to get this money. Oh, you know, he's asking for his, like, listen, dude. Oh, he doesn't have the leverage. He's not the draw. I'm like, yeah, neither was Conor McGregor at the time when he got everything he got, and there's a reason why John went up to heavyweight. There was nothing else for him to do it like heavyweight.
No. Look, when you run something for years, Conor ain't ran nothing for years.
John ran that division. John ran that division for 10 years. What are you talking about?
Like, come on, man. We're talking a decade. He ran it for a dime. I mean, come on, man. Really? And came in the game beating legends, people. Legends. Right out the gate, sleeping them. So, I mean, look, at the end of the day.
Yeah, people forget that, like who John was before UFC 128, the Shogun fight. Like, people kind of, like, he was just raw then, and when he went on that run, it was, ugh.
Right. Well, again, let's see.
I mean, listen, that would be like the perfect. Listen,
that'd have been a good fight.
In Stipe's perfect world, that's what the UFC does for John Jones. They bring in somebody like Brock Lesnar, a big name for him to kind of fight, see if he can really hang with the heavyweights, and Stipe and Francis run it back. That's what would happen in the Stipe Miocic perfect fan world.
Yes,
because John Jones is the only thing that's going to prevent that fight from happening right now, honestly.
Yeah, seriously. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. But guess what else I've heard?
What was that, my friend?
Anderson Silva is going to be boxed last week. Had a little question. Do you think these celebrity fights were a little much? Well, this isn't a celebrity fight. This is actually just I wouldn't even call it a super fight, to be perfectly honest with you, because the guy he's fighting isn't super. His daddy was super. His daddy actually should be Superman, because we don't know how many fights his daddy really got. His daddy could have about 300 fights. We don't know. Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. could have fought 300 times. We know he's over 100 here in America. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah, he's fighting his son. He's fighting Junior, and he is a sizable underdog. What's your thoughts on that, sir?
I've always had a love-hate relationship with Anderson. Really didn't care for him at first, but just over the years, it's just you could not be in awe of that man. And then towards the end, it was just you were still expecting greatness or at least semi-greatness, and he just you weren't getting a lot of that from him. I mean, I think probably the last fun fight I really remember Anderson having, just off the top of my head, was the Bisping fight where he got robbed.
Right. No, I remember that.
That Anderson Silva should have had a knockout in that fight. I'm sorry, I don't know what the people talking about. I'll say that to the end of this day. Michael Bisping can say whatever he wants. All respect to Michael, but anyways, I mean that's what I like. I feel like it's been that long since we've seen a great performance out of him or a fun performance out of him along them lines. And
no, it's been a while. Again, we got spoiled, bro. I mean, let's be perfectly honest.
Yeah, we didn't get spoiled for a while, but at the end of the day, like we have to be realistic of what he is now, and regardless of who he's fighting or whatever. Like granted, it's just boxing, and that's even crazier because all right, now Anderson can't throw kicks, but his boxing, and was it going to be like a watered down version of Michael Venom Page in a boxing match? Is that what we're going to get out of Anderson Silva?
I don't think he'll showtime as much as he used to, or as much as Venom does, especially in boxing.
Well, no one does it as much as Venom does. I think no one like that. He's taking it to a whole new level. So.
Well, you got to think though. Venom is the Prince Nassim Hamed of MMA. Prince Nassim would get in the ring and do some things. Like he would dance, he would throw punches from his ankles. Dude, he would act like he's doing like a breakdancing move. And the next thing you know, you're like, what happened? Be like, oh yeah, you weren't paying attention. While he was shuffling his feet, doing something crazy with his head. Yeah, he threw a punch and knocked dude out. Like Prince Nassim Hamed, for those of you who don't know who he is, little homework for y'all. Prince Nassim Hamed, look him up. My man was incredible for his era. Incredible. But it's that type of showboat that Venom Page does. But Venom takes it even to a further level in Prince Nassim, which I didn't think was possible. Real talk, dude. Venom's literally dancing, like doing like he's doing the shuffle, he's doing the shake, he's doing the shimmy, and then he knees you in the head and cracks your cranium. So I don't know. Anderson.
What do you, I'll say this. What are you expecting out of this boxing match? How about that?
I'm expecting Anderson to come in. I'm expecting him to get his feet wet. I do expect him to lose. But I think I like this fight better than him fighting Roy.
Why not? I mean, that's the fight we've wanted over the years. If he's coming back to boxing, that's really the only fight I really wanted.
Okay, look. Now, that's a fun fight if we have open scoring.
I don't think it matters, regardless of the open scoring or not. That's the fight
Hold on, wait. Are they fighting or is it exhibition? Because if they're actually fighting, like for real,
it's going to be an exhibition.
He's got more of a shot than he's got in this exhibition hot garbage that they talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like now the truth comes out. Mike Tyson's like, oh yeah, I held back. You could tell, really. Anybody who's grown up watching Mike Tyson fight was like, yo, where's the uppercut at? Mike's throwing the combination. He's forgetting the uppercut. Yo, hold up. He's forgetting the uppercut and the hook. Yo, hold on. Yo, who is this guy fighting right now? Like, is that Mike Tyson or what? Like, he's getting in, he's whoop, and he's not. Man, I was like,
yeah, he didn't throw it.
I was like, they got me. I'm like, they got me. They got my money. They got me. I mean, the concerts was cool. I'm not really a French Montana dude, but Snoop was kind of doing his thing. I give him props. You see what I'm saying? So, but I don't know.
But that's just a glorified show. It's not even really a boxing event at the time. You know what I mean?
I really, I don't know. I'm really just, I don't know. I don't think it's a truly good look for him. But he is fighting someone he can potentially beat if he actually goes full force. You see what I'm saying? So he's got more experience. Both of them have fighting in their DNA. So, you know what I'm saying? I definitely think, put it this way, if it's an actual fight, I think it'll be entertaining. If it's some exhibition hot garbage, I think it'll be boring. I think people will turn it off. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I don't know if you caught last night, bro. Patrico Pitbull's a bad man. He is a bad man. I just had to throw that in there real quick because my man just like, I'm like, ooh, and then he caught him with the left, and then he caught him with the And look, once he locks that in on you, once he got that neck, it's a wrap. Now I can't wait for this fight. Do you realize?
I know, man. He messed my man Emmanuel up a little bit. So
dude. Look, he was sitting on the stool, lost. Like, did I just get choked out in the first round? Like, dude, is it? I ain't even sweating yet. Like, like what the hell happened? Like, what happened? Like, but I can't wait for this fight. You know, Pitbull versus McKee. Now, here's what's funny. This is what lets you know I've been around the game for a long time. All right, so I met Antonio McKee a long time ago. So, of course, I met his son a long time ago. Dude, AJ was little. Bro, he's fighting for the world title now, grown-ass man, undefeated. Bro, I feel aged. I'm not even gonna front. Like, he was just wrestling. He was just wrestling in school, you know, or in leagues back then because he was still young. And now he's literally about to fight for $1 million and a title. So not just a title, but $1 million also. So I just figured I had to bring that up because that was just hellacious. There was some interesting knockouts on that card though last night. I ain't gonna lie. There was some. I'm like, yo, like.
You know, and you know, Rachel mentioned on her show. We still didn't even get to mention the missing finger from Cage Fury Fighting Championship on Thursday night.
Look, they found his finger. They found his finger because I was checking it out. I was checking out Rod Galvin. He's the matchmaker for CFFC, and basically they found the finger. They had the finger. It is now reattached to everybody. So just so you know, if you have not seen it on Rod Galvin's Instagram, it is attached. You can see the stitches, the whole nine. They show you the without and the with, the before and the after. So it is back. He is fine. He is getting it good to go.
So Angela's ready when you are, my friend.
Oh, bring the Riptide in, baby.
Boom.
There she is.
Hi, can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, you sound great.
Crystal clear. Hey, look, kind of like you're striking. It's crystal clear.
Thank you.
Hey, look, facts is facts. Facts is facts. We are so happy to have you on the show. Welcome to the Combat Sports Stop here on A2D Radio.
Thank you, my pleasure. Sorry about last week's mix-up. I was so confused with the time zone. It was funny because I was waiting for 6:30 my time to hit because I'm in Texas right now.
That is the number one killer of interviews.
Yeah, that was my fault. I didn't catch that it was Eastern time.
Yeah,
Look,
it's all right. Like, dude, we've done this so many times, and it's happened so many times. Like sometimes you're able to catch it in time and be able to like get them to notice it. And I make it a point that I put it at the end of every time I puncture EST. I gotta remember that to ask them for. You're gonna make it a point for me now on. I'm gonna put it in there to make sure to ask for the time zone where you're at. Where are you at?
Yes, where are you located?
Yeah.
So
but it's all right, you know, Ange is a good friend from back in the cage side submission days.
Yeah.
So we go back a little bit further, and now we're here on A2D Radio here on the Combat Sports Stop. So let's kick it off anew and let's have some fun.
All right, let's do it.
Indeed. So one, how'd your camp going?
It's going well. It's going really well. So I don't know if you guys know, but I live in Puerto Rico year round, and I do my camps in Texas now. That's been since Hurricane Maria happened. I've been coming to Texas for my training camps, but it's going great. I train with, I don't know if you know, but I train with Strike Kings now in Coppers Cove, Texas. My coach is Chadwick Turner. So it's, camp is going well. I'm happy.
Excellent. Yeah, we were the little one. See, she's a fighter. You can do that too. Hold on.
Hi.
you got the video bomb. We don't get photo bombs here.
We get video bombed here on podcast.
Video bombs.
Yeah, she likes to. She'll peek in and watch the fights, and she'll look and she'll see and I'm like, see, I'm like, look, when they say you hit like a girl, this is what girls hit like. And then I show her the fights, and she's like, ooh, daddy, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, hit like a girl is not a bad thing.
Not at all. You think she'll show interest to actually try it, or if she hasn't already?
Well, I grew up, of course, in a boxing family, in a boxing household, so it's in the DNA. So it's just the fact that I'm not going to have a choice but to put her in something to keep that energy leveled. So I'd rather have her as a martial artist to where she learns how to use that energy and channel that in a positive way. Kind of like yourself. I mean, you've traveled a lot. Like you've got a lot of frequent flyer miles.
Yeah, I do. But I've been like that since I was a kid. You know, my father was in the military, so of course, you know, we traveled because of that. But when I became an adult on my own, after I graduated, I went to Texas A&M. After I graduated college, I was a bad Aggie, though. I never went to a single football game. But I will say I was on the sailing team. I was actually the first woman of color to skipper for Texas A&M.
Oh, so, that's what's up.
Yeah, y'all didn't know that.
Breaking them glass ceilings.
There we go.
So when I graduated college, I left. I moved to Australia, then Dubai. I lived in Rhode Island, Massachusetts. Now I live in Puerto Rico. In addition to the traveling I've done with fighting, so that's been great too. So it's nice that so I've been in Puerto Rico. I've been a resident in Puerto Rico for about almost a decade now, but it hasn't stopped me from traveling. Like fighting really allows me to keep seeing the world, and I'm very grateful for that.
Now, do you think that? Oh, go ahead.
That probably has to be the coolest part of fighting, right? Like being able to get to go to these places that probably, like in other situations in life, you probably really wouldn't be able to have access to. That's kind of one of the things I always like to ask you. Like, what's probably the coolest location that you guys that you've barely been, and what's something a place that you hope that you're still able to go to before your career is over?
For fighting or just in general?
Maybe to kind of double up, just be like, hey, can we fight here? Just so I can knock this off my bucket list,
right?
Oh man, well, you know what? For me, where I've been already that I really liked was Thailand. I got to fight there in 2019 at the FMO World Championships. I'd been there before, but before I even got into Muay Thai. So to go there after I've been fighting in the sport and to compete at the World Championships there with all these other countries and with the U.S. national team, like that was a good experience. I was actually last year scheduled to go fight in Peru with the national team. It didn't happen because of the pandemic. So I'd like to go to Peru. I've never been there. The only place in South America I've been is Argentina. We fought there as well with the national team, but I'd like to go to Peru.
Nice. Now, do you feel like all the traveling, all just the exposure to worldly things has helped you in your fight career? Because you've been exposed to so many different, not only styles of fighting, styles of Muay Thai, styles of this, styles of that, but just people. Do you think that that's really helped you in your career?
Absolutely. I was just going to say people, because when you go to these different places, you know, there's so many different cultures. And me, I'm biracial, multiracial, whatever you want to say. So yeah, just being able to be around all those different cultures and different people, even working and living in other countries, especially like when I lived in Dubai, like I've never worked with so many different nationalities in my life. And it's funny because everybody communicates in either English or Arabic, but mostly English because there are people from Pakistan, Philippines, Morocco, you name it, they're all there. And we all have to work together. So it's funny to see their interpretation or what they think someone from the States is like, and then the way how they speak English and the way we spoke English amongst each other. I'll be honest, my English got really bad when I was there just because I had to speak so brokenly. But no, it was great. I got to experience so many different cultures, and yes, it's definitely helped me. It helps you to adapt.
Oh yeah, by far, by far. I mean, look, we kind of spoke about change earlier. You know, it's the one true constant in this world because it's going to change with you or without you. I've traveled extensively myself, definitely through the United States. So at that point, in Canada and Mexico, but I haven't hopped the pond, so to speak. So at that point, I really, really, really understand that because I can pretty much go anywhere in America, Canada, or Mexico and get by at minimum. At minimum, you know what I mean? Like I kind of know the lay of the land a little bit, kind of got a feel for some of the people, and just when you go places and you can vibe with this, like you'll go places and start to understand looks. Like there's no words. Like you just know, like when they're looking at you a certain way, it's like, oh, wait a minute, did either say that right? I should be over in that line, or like you pick up the cues, the subtle cues, and that's like really fun for me. So I enjoy traveling as well. But I mean, a little different for you because you're in other countries collecting world championships.
Trying to. It didn't start out that way. I would just, I just wanted to, like I said, right out of college, I was like, I want to leave the States. Where can I go? And I went to like probably the furthest place away. I moved to Australia. I got a work and holiday visa. I had like $4,000 in my bank account and I just went. I stayed at a hostel until I got an apartment and then I got a job. It was just kind of being in the right place at the right time. So the job that I got when I was there, so my background's marine biology. I helped them open the first Antarctic penguin exhibit in Australia.
Oh,
yeah, it's just right place, right time. I just showed up with my resume, and they saw that I had worked with various Antarctic penguins, and they were like, "Oh, well, we're opening up a penguin exhibit specifically with those penguins, but nobody here has ever worked with them. So we would like to have you, help us." And I was like, "Sweet."
nice.
So yeah, just right place, right time, I guess.
So
well, it seems like your timing is just like so basically you just have good timing. Kind of like what you're striking, it's just a timing thing. Like you're in the right spot to land the punch. You're in the right spot to throw the kick. You're in the right spot to get the job. I'm just saying.
And probably also, I think the vibes I put out are definitely worthy of attracting good things to me. So I always really try to stay positive. I mean, everybody goes through stuff, but I feel like being on the positive end of whatever's going on really helps me to get through whatever, and things just opportunities just show up. And one big factor, one big thing that happened or experience I can speak on more recently is Hurricane Maria. Uh, so that was such a devastating event, and it pretty much destroyed the island. And like I've told people, like I didn't think I was ever going to fight again after that. That happened in 17, sorry, October 2017. September 2017, sorry. And I didn't know if I was going to continue with school because I'm working on my PhD as well. And actually, I was just doing a master's at that time. And I was like, I don't know where my life is going now. What can I do? How can I rebuild after this? Like everybody on the island was like, how can we rebuild after this? And I just tried to stay positive, and things just started to unfold for me. Opportunities started to present themselves. One was the PhD, because originally I was just doing a master's, and my mentor told me, he was like, I don't have the funding for you to continue your master's. He's like, but I have funding for this PhD opportunity. If you want to, I guess upgrade. So I was like, you know what? I don't know where my life is going right now. So yeah, let's do it. And it paid me, it paid my health insurance, it paid for tuition, and it just seemed like a right decision to make. At the same time, the U.S. Muay Thai Federation asked me if I wanted to represent them at the 2018 World Championships, which was in Cancun, Mexico. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to train for this. How can I prepare? Because I don't have a gym to train at. Like, I'm over here, I don't have water. I don't have electricity. I'm living off of canned goods. How can I even get ready for this event? And so I managed to actually get off of the island before they asked me, and I met up with the coach that I train with now in the team. So I reached out to him and I just asked him, I was like, look, I got this opportunity. Do you think you could train me for it if I can get over there for a couple of months or weeks? And he's like, yeah, sure. So we did it. And at that event, that specific one, I got bronze, and I was happy. I was happy just because of everything I had to overcome to get there and sacrifice to get there. And on top of that, I hadn't fought. That was 2018. My last fight was against Jarena Barr's online fight in 2016. So I was like almost 2 years with no fight. So I managed to get a bronze medal, and I was happy about that.
Hey, well, I mean, again, outlook is everything. I'm a firm believer in PMA, positive mental attitude. Career salesperson, 30 plus years. Came up on Zig Ziglar. Good goodness, that man got just drained and he just got drilled into my brain. So yes. If your mind can believe it, you can achieve it. It's facts.
Definitely.
So I mean, you're definitely a testament to that. It's nice to see that you've added the mental game to it, because unfortunately, a lot of fighters haven't gotten there yet. Like, it's something that a lot of the bigger names are now getting into and have, I'd say, for maybe like the past couple of years. But it's still, it should be, every gym should have mind coaches, mental coaches, sports psychologists. Every gym, every major gym should have them. You know what I mean? Every fighter should have one for a fight camp, in my opinion. Hands down.
It definitely would help. I did see a sports psychologist before I went to that World Championships in 2018, because I just, like after everything that happened with the hurricane, and even before that, the gym I was training at in Puerto Rico, like I wasn't happy there anymore. And so I didn't know if I was making the right decision. And my mind was just all over the place, to be honest. So I did go see a sports psychologist before I even started that camp, just to see if, is this something that I can do, that I feel like I can do? And I did.
There you go.
You got to sharpen all the tools, mind, body, everything. People so underestimate that. I sit there and tell people, all the time, sometimes a lot of these athletes they'll lose it before they even before they even step in the ring. Some of them will lose it on the scale. Some of it will lose it right before the bell rings. You never know when it is. You guys are machines, but sometimes machines break down. If you're not tuning every part of it, it breaks down. And even your high performance sport cars, you don't take care of them, they break down. So you have to condition everything. So it's an important part of it, and you're talking about how you're overcoming these things. You're also setting yourself up too, like all the stuff that you're going through right now. Like regardless of what happens with your fighting career, what happens with this upcoming fight and everything like that, you have yourself in a position that you're in marine biology where you're gonna have something. Not just that, they're gonna have a marine biologist that any of the penguins get out of hand, you can throw them a little backhand.
Walrus if a walrus has something to say, be like, yo, leave her alone. Leave Riptide alone. They call her Riptide for a reason. Leave her alone.
I'll tell you what, though, penguins, they can be some nasty birds. Like,
well, that's why I said the penguins. Like he's sitting there going walrus. Like the walrus is probably coming over here trying to give her kisses, be like, "Hey, what's up? What's up, man?" You know what I mean?
I used to work with seals too, and that was one of the tricks, was they would give you a little kiss. But yeah, the penguins, oh man, they can be nasty birds, and they hit hard. Like, you may not think so, but their fins, their flippers, they're pretty strong. They're very solid, and they hit hard. I don't mess with penguins. I don't do that anymore. That was many moons ago. That was that was a long time ago. More than a decade.
Wait, you used to fight penguins? What is this?
What? Huh? Like, is that a new sport? What's going on? Did I miss something?
Oh, some of them are big too.
yes, those what are they, like emperor
penguins? Yeah, I've never worked with those, but they have king penguins, which are a little bit smaller than emperors, but they're still big. They're like 3 feet tall. Yeah.
Hey man.
Look,
that's like a small little wrecking ball.
A penguin about the size of
Yeah,
this one.
like that small little wrecking ball right there.
Dude, look, that's scary.
Exactly.
That's scary.
So if
That's
they don't
scary.
get you with their flippers, they'll definitely get you with their beak. And it's funny. I don't want to go off topic, but people don't know. A lot of people don't know, but penguins, their tongues, they have teeth on them that point backwards.
Ooh.
So when they so when they catch a fish, the fish can't get away. And my hands got caught in their mouth one time. Like we would feed them by hand, and they get pretty snappy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Now, I actually wanted to get your thoughts on our poll question down the bottom here. You know, we talk about this a lot in combat sports. It should all of it, not just Muay Thai, not just boxing, not just MMA, all of it. Should we have open scoring? I think it's something that is best for fans, for the athletes, coaches, everything.
You mean like live scoring, or just or open so everybody can see round by round? Oh yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
Like when you wouldn't like, don't you think not just a strategic thing? Like we just say, like regardless if you're winning, let's just say you're on the bad end on the decision. You think it's a pretty even fight. It could be going either way, and you're on the back side of it. You can now make the adjustment in between rounds. Like, okay, we need to change something up here now.
Absolutely.
Where you're saying, like, you might think like, okay, I took two of the last three. We should be good moving forward. Instead, now you're like, oh, wait a minute. I need to turn it up here.
Wait, it's 1-1.
I think it could go either way. You could look at it either way.
Well, yeah, someone was like, one of our guys in here, Ted. He thought it's maybe something taking away the intrigue of the fighting and stuff, like the intrigue of I mean, there is an intrigue at the end of it. Like, okay, let's see what happened. But also, there's sometimes that we're having that question. Okay, let's see which Magoo we got today.
Right, like there's a split decision, and somebody was watching a completely different fight. In a completely different organization, in a different building, on a different planet. Like, where were you during this fight?
Now, what I didn't also mention is on the backside of this, it also holds accountability for the athletic commissions for these judges. It holds a record. Everyone knows. The public will know everything. I think that's probably the other side of that they're probably kind of protecting it from, because they don't want these judges getting lashed out to by the general public. They don't. The general public is unforgiving. So, I mean, I'm thinking, in my opinion, that's kind of why we haven't seen it in along a broad side of things. I believe, I believe Travis said, we were reading in Kansas is probably the main one that we get it right now.
Yep, it's the only state right now that's got it. I've watched fights there. I've talked to fighters that have fought in the state, and basically they love it because they know where they stand. It's like, oh, it's 1-1.
That's true. They do that at these IFMA tournaments. So when I fought in Cancun, my first fight, they usually say if you lose the first round, you'll lose the fight. I lost the first round. It was against Sweden. And they do live scoring there. So I was able to know that I was behind, because a lot of times you don't know. You're just in the fight, and sometimes, you feel like you won that round, but the cards say you don't. So I lost the first round, and I was able to recognize that I lost the first round, and I came back the next 2 rounds to win the fight. So it definitely helps. And on the other side, that same tournament, when I got the bronze medal, the match that I lost, I thought I won the first round, but I lost it. So yeah, it can definitely help you as a fight. I see it from the fighter's perspective.
But I think that's the only perspective that really should matter right now.
True.
I think what I was saying, like, can you imagine watching another sport that doesn't have an open scoring where you don't see what's going on? You're just watching an event and just sitting there like, all right, we'll just figure it out at the end.
Or you have to keep tally yourself, like if the NBA was like that.
Exactly.
Oh, just imagine the example I used earlier when he said that was tennis. Now, Angela, just imagine you're watching tennis, and you've watched for 4 hours now.
Well, baseball would be probably kind of easier to track, but
that'd be
it's just as long.
Baseball and soccer would be the easiest one.
Yeah.
One. But tennis, hang it up. I look, I'm done. I'm not keeping. Really?
Definitely.
But I mean, coming from an athlete's perspective means a lot because you've been there, you've been in the trenches, you know what it's like. My whole thing is look what you fighters go through. You go through training, you go through injuries, you fight injured, you go through weight cuts, you go through time away from friends, family, loved ones, your pets, whatever, to sacrifice for your goal. And just so happens that goal is very entertaining and we all love to watch. So I just don't like the fact that fighters get robbed. You've put too much, you've invested too much of your time, your life. And
you're not just robbing them of a win or a loss, you're robbing them of money too.
Yeah. That.
So I mean, it was really nice to hear your side of it, Angela, because that way it's like, okay, well, yeah, she's actually lived it. Because not a lot of fighters can say, especially you fought international. So not a lot of fighters can say, oh yeah, I knew what the score was unless you fight in Kansas. So they've never experienced what that's like. So it's really nice that you've gone through that and you shared that with us. And I do appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. And then there's always those fights where they say, oh, you don't want to leave it in the hands of the judges. So
never.
On that end.
Ever. Ever.
No.
It's combat sports. I mean, it's combat sports. I mean, okay, look, if you're doing MMA and you're fighting a grappler, he might not want to finish you. He might just want to lay on you and pity pat you all day. He's going to dominate you and it's boring. And that's a psychological game right there. That's not even fighting. That's a psychological warfare at that point. But yeah, so I'll be very interested now getting this little tidbit in background. I can't wait to watch your next fight.
Oh, thank you. Well, you'll be able to in a few days.
I know. That's what we're about to get into. Like, so, how do you see this one going down? Obviously, lion fights. You've gotten nothing but their top competition since being there. Arguably, you're one of the faces that they've been building around over the last handful of years, at least in my opinion. How do you see this playing out, what are you looking to see when you get in there?
Well, I've been waiting for this opportunity for a while. Actually, since 2018, I was supposed to fight online fight for the world title against a lady from Brazil, but the week of the fight, it got pulled because something was not right with her medicals. And so since then, it's just been like I don't want to say a waiting game, but
the carousel of what happens when a fight falls through.
Yeah, and so it's just been like, oh, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and it's how many years later, and I'm just excited to get back in, that I'm still on their radar and they still want me to compete. And not only that, I get to fight for the North American title. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to going in there, and I'm looking forward to just showing that I have really improved and matured as a fighter since the last time I was on Lion Fight, because I was kind of really new to being pro back then. That was in 2016. And since then, like all these international competitions and whatnot, you get many fights and you get different looks, and all these different countries are different. So it's
all I say with that is all that experience, you're just adding tools to your already existing tool belt. It's just like muscle memory. It's just something that you've just added to your game. So like you said, you can't wait to kind of show everyone how you've grown. Travis, as he's already said, he can't wait for the fight. Me. Like, I've been on board for a while. I already know what you can do. I really hope you're able to kind of see this opportunity and kind of continue to kind of push forward with this aspect of your life, this aspect of your career. Getting that, like, and like you said, you're glad that you're still on the radar. Does not even speak more volumes to what Lion Fights thinks of you, what Scott and his team thinks of you. Almost like they say, like, hey, we know we still owed you this, so we're back now. Everything's getting situated. Yeah. Everyone's kind of on their feet now. Let's make 2021 be a thing. And April 9th, I guess you not want to leave it to the judges? Are you hoping to kind of get something fun and spectacular, or is it? I know you're always not one for the big prediction or anything like that. You're not one to sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna stop this." You're not. I know you're not that one. But like, how do you see it playing out in your head? Like, regardless if you catch her with a punch, you like, how do you see this fight playing out? Like on the technical side of things, like.
You know what? I definitely have the technique and the power to land a knockout if that happens. I won't chase it, but I just foresee everything that I've been working on with my coach in camp. Just like you said, it's muscle memory. We really play into my strengths and what I do well, and that's one thing that I developed, being able to train abroad. You find what works for you, because you don't get to study your opponents when you do these international events. You just know, oh, I'm going to fight Sweden, I'm going to fight Russia, I'm going to fight Thailand. And you really get to know yourself as a fighter and what works for you against anybody that you haven't been able to really watch or study, or nothing about. So I'm just really, I see it playing out as just me going out there and doing what I do best, and just coming home with a victory.
Having fun doing your thing, throwing
Yes.
knees, throwing elbows.
There we go.
Yes.
Being at the right place at the right time.
Exactly.
For the right result.
Exactly.
Excellent. Yeah, It's just really, it's really nice to know that hard work pays off, because you put the work in. They didn't forget about you because you put the work in. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
I mean, that's what lets you know. So fighters out there, this is what due diligence will do for you.
Now,
let Angela show you she stuck with it. She did her thing, and now she's about to fight for a title.
Now,
again,
you were already mentioned, Miss Barr, as we were talking about it when you first got in. They just brought her back. She's coming back in the fold. You're getting ready to fight for a title. Is that something you might want to entertain down the road?
That I don't know, because I don't fight at 145 anymore.
I know that. I'm just talking like listen, as we talk about in the world of things, that everything's super fights, everything's fun. They're trying to build names and stuff like that. I could see eventually down the road, when everyone's trying to unify titles and everything like that and stuff. Like, I think that would be a fun fight. To
run it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, she's gonna have to meet me a little bit on the weight, though, because man, when we fought, it was at 145. I wasn't 145.
Yeah, if I remember it, I was just like, all right, let me take this opportunity.
Right,
it was. And then by the time we fought, because you weigh in again the day that you fight, I think she was already like 160 something, and I was still under 145, and so if it happens again, you're gonna have to give me a little something on the weight.
Something on the weight and something on that purse too, because
exactly, that was my next thing. Like, you're gonna have to pay me a little bit more, there's some pocket change, because I'm not gonna be stepping in there as the opponent, as like I was before. Like, I feel like now I'm not everybody knows me, but I have more of a name for myself than I did. I've stacked up my accolades a little bit since that fight. So.
Well, like I said, I can't wait to see you finally getting back out there. Hopefully, you add some more hardware. You're able to get in there a few more times before the year's over. I'm already badgering Scott right now. I'm trying to get him to come here to Philadelphia before the end of the year. So, hopefully, that's something I can also talk. We can get some of my favorites on that card. Hopefully, I still got to get him to come here first.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah. But how we do this at the end, we typically throw the proverbial microphone over you. Anyone you would like to thank, training partners, teammates, shoot out your social media sites, any sponsors you have, anything that you're working with outside of the sport, or anything that you want to say, you want to speak on, you want to give some love to. The time is yours, my friend.
Oh wow, okay. Well, yeah. First, I'll shout out my team, Strike Kings, and my coach, Chadwick Turner. Specific teammates who have always helped me: Jose Johnson, Kate Nicodau, probably said her name wrong, and Jonathan Fati, Ernest, BJ. You guys know I love you guys. Thank you, Kuka Sib. For my sponsors, there's Fight City Muay Thai and Fitness in Bermuda. There's also the Pneumology Center of Puerto Rico, the Muay Thai Federation of Puerto Rico, Coach Shelton Harrison, Stephen Cho, So Fresh and So Clean Barbershop, Training for Warriors, and US Cryotherapy sponsors. Thank you all so much for helping me get through this camp. Yeah, my social media is at Angela Riptide. That's for Instagram and for Facebook. I'm on Twitter, but I don't really use it.
It's all right, my friend. We understand how that goes. Sometimes too much social media is a little craziness. So
Yeah.
so we definitely get that. As always, best of skill, my friend.
Yes,
Definitely
yes.
looking forward to having you back on here. Hopefully after the victory and the title belt, we get to see a nice little belt there at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Next
Oh,
time
yeah.
we get you on there.
Oh,
And,
definitely, definitely,
Thank you.
definitely. Thoughts become things. So at
No.
that
Absolutely.
point, there'll be a belt sitting there. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about
Me
it.
either. Thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate it.
And the same to you as well. Have a safe flight, safe travels, and
Yes.
we'll catch up with you, my friend.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yes, yes.
Have a good
Many
night.
blessings. Many blessings.
All
Same
right,
to you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. That was Angela Riptide.
Yes, Whitley. Yes, bro. Hey, look, man. That's what happens at the stop. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens at the stop.
Yes,
We
sir.
get all craziness. I got follow the yellow brick road running around here. Got the Munchkin City. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We got bathroom breaks. We got traveling to different countries. We got angry emperor penguins.
Yes, and all that, and we forgot to get our read in here, and we got to give some love to our one of our newer sponsors that is X-Wave Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, looking for a change in career brokerage, contact Alan Foy at EXP Realty LLC at 302-682-8820 or visit him at Alan Foy at xparealty.com. That's what that interview was brought to you by. And real quick before we get along, Travis, do you want to let them know about the giveaway, or we're gonna let it simmer another week? You gonna let it simmer?
Yes. Let's let it
Let it
simmer. Let's let it simmer a little bit. Now I know you've got some stuff going on your show that you might want to let them know about.
Yeah. I mean, I've already let them know about a few things. Like I said, I got some stuff lined up. Anyone who's already been on here already knows we've already got the partnership with Body Check Wellness. So what I'm gonna do is basically anybody who is subscribed to both the our A2D page and the Nasty Knuckles YouTube accounts, and orders, I think we're doing a basic, I think it's like $25 or something like that. You use code down here at the bottom for A2D over at Body Check Wellness. We're going to enter you in to have some signed items. I got a signed puck from the Stadium Series for JVR. I got a bunch of signed photos and stuff like that. We got a lot of stuff that we're working on, from now until the start of the summer, to even further than that. As far as giveaways, as far as content, everything in between. Rachel's blowing it up on the spit and fire stuff with everything that she's getting lined up. We're gonna be freaking making this stop the best stop around here over at the Combat Sports Level. What we're gonna be doing, and everything that we're doing over here on the A2D platform. We got some more people going to be coming on. More shows have been dropping. You just had one of our the Money Pot podcast drop Friday night as well. So you have all kinds of stuff here. Make sure you guys are locked in on our platforms. Make sure you're locked in on especially on YouTube, because that's where we're going to be throwing a lot of our interviews. That's where we're a lot where it's real easy to find.
That's the main spot.
The main spot for the show content, at least. So that's where I want everyone to kind of make sure you're locked in over here at YouTube. We're gonna be doing it. Like I said, I got so much stuff lined up here for you guys, dude. Just all we want you to do is just be active. Be supportive, be our fans, and and support the people who support us, like Body Check Wellness. Make sure you use that promo code A2D, 20% off. Like I said, you can get one of the small sample ones, and I think it should be right around that side. You throw a couple stickers in, whatever, for the kids, for the fan, for the car, whatever. And you're entered in. We're like I said, we're gonna be doing multiple ones. It's not just one person. We're gonna be doing multiple things. Eric Lindros stuff. We're gonna have hockey stuff. We're gonna have Philly stuff. We're gonna have football. We're gonna have football stuff.
Share it, buy it.
Exactly.
Like it, share it, buy it. That's how it works, people. That's how it works.
So with that being said, that should wrap us up for this episode for this week.
Indeed.
Anything you want to say before we let the people go upon their ways?
Oh, but of course, definitely, I definitely want to thank y'all for stopping here at the Combat Sports Stop with us. You could have been anybody, anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us tonight, and we appreciate you. All right, definitely want to give a big shout out to our guest. Good looking out, Riptide. Can't wait to watch you get that title. And of course, T-Folks, aka Johnny Quantum. And you know how I take it out, people. Peace.